right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today, but let's start off with a powerlifting story because this month, the month of August, is shaping up to be a really big month for powerlifting. Now, the story that I have for you guys today is Ivan Makarov, who is a really accomplished deadlifter. He's come just about as close as anybody has to half Thor Bjornsson's current deadlift world record of 501 kgs, which Thor set over a year ago now. So that record has stood for a lot longer than people thought. Now, Ivan goes on to say in this post that August 14th, he will be attempting, well, he says he will do a 505 kilogram deadlift, which would be 4 kilograms heavier than half Thor's current world record. And that's noteworthy because August 14th is this weekend. And then later on, towards the end of August, we know that Julius Maddox intends on competing to try to break his own bench press world record, the raw bench press world record. He's been chasing that number of 800 pounds. So there's a potential that in the month of August, powerlifting will see two brand new all-time world records in both the deadlift and in the bench press. How cool would that be if we see both of these records get broken? Now, many people have said that if anybody can break Thor's record, it would likely be Ivan because he's come close. He's attempted 501 before, and he came close to getting it. He attempted it last year at the Deadlift World Championships and failed. So I actually went to the website, the Giants Live website. That's the promotion that's putting on this event to try to find a competitor list. And I actually was able to find a pretty short list of competitors. So they've got several guys on here that have come pretty close to the 501 kgs, and all these guys on Instagram have came extremely close, and some of you guys are probably familiar with most of them. Ivan Makarov is at the top of the list from Russia. Asko Karu from Estonia, second on the list. Pavlo Nakanichi from the Ukraine. I probably butchered that. Pimen Meheraport, the Iranian strongman, who has came extremely close to the 500 kg mark. And Nedzman Abmerskovic from Bosnia and Herzegovina. So hopefully I didn't butcher those names too bad, but that does appear to be your lineup for the 2021 World Deadlift Championships. I want to see your guys' predictions in the comment section down below, just like you would with bodybuilding. If anyone is going to break this record, which name from this list do you think is equipped to do it? Who do you think will break the record? Or will multiple people pull more than 501 kgs here? Let me know in the comments below. Now, next up in the news, let's talk about classic physique, another favorite topic on this channel, specifically Steve Laureus. So Steve Laureus not placing where a lot of people expected him to place at this year's Tampa Pro, where he made his big comeback to the classic physique stage and attempted to get back to the Olympia. Steve wound up placing fourth, and I think the primary reason for that was his conditioning was significantly off at the Tampa Pro. I still think he had the best physique from a structure standpoint on that stage, but the conditioning is what let him down. Now, it looks like he's going to be doing the Texas Pro this coming weekend, which is going to be interesting because Logan Franklin will be there. So my sources have told me that Steve's doing it. Steve also put up this post on his Instagram page where he refers to this as his peak week giveaway, which would imply that he's peaking for a show this weekend if this week is his peak week. And then, of course, Logan Franklin commented on this recent video that Steve posted after Tampa and said the title is staying in Texas. Now, this is a battle that I would love to see play out and that I didn't think we would get to see because I was assuming that Steve was going to win the Tampa Pro and he would have no need to do Texas. Now, Steve and Logan are two of the guys that are up and coming in classic physique right now that I think have some of the best structures in the game. Structure is extremely important in classic physique. It's something that can't be trained for. It's something that you either have or you don't. And both Steve and Logan have that. Now, Logan is a guy that I think is known at this point for bringing pretty good conditioning. And from the physique updates that we've seen of Logan, it looks like conditioning is not going to be a problem for him at Texas. Now, the big question is going to be whether or not Steve can improve his conditioning from Tampa to Texas. I really hope that he can. But I want Logan to get to the Olympia too. I think both these guys have Olympia caliber classic physiques. I think both of them deserve to be on that stage, but only one man can win in Texas. So I think it's going to be a good battle. I hope Steve is able to improve, and we see a much better version of Steve versus a very good version of Logan. I think that would be a great competition. Imagine Steve beats Logan. That's a pretty good redemption story. Or imagine Logan beats Steve. That's a pretty good amount of momentum for Logan going into the Olympia, beating someone with an almost perfect structure like Steve. In any case, I wish them both the best of luck at Texas this weekend, and Men's Open Bodybuilding is going to be just as exciting. And speaking of the Texas Pro, I did want to show you guys this because they have put out an updated version that includes most of the big names that weren't on the official or the original list that they put out. So this is the new Texas Pro Men's Open Bodybuilding list. Phil Kahar, Camilo Diaz, Muhammad El-Aman, Martin Fitzwater, Douglas Frucci, Dorian Haywood, Kevin Jordan, Steve Kuklo, Hassan Mustafa, and Ian Valier, as people request me to specifically pronounce it. I got you guys. And also the official classic physique competitor list for Texas, which just came out while I'm recording this video. It does include Steve Laureus' name. So Steve is officially in that lineup. So we will see Steve and Logan. And another guy that I think is really good making his return to the classic stage, Robert Timms, also known as Mr. Classic Physique on Instagram, is making his return to the stage here according to this competitor list. So while Logan and Steve might be big names in this lineup, Robert Timms is a very competitive classic physique competitor. I'll show you guys this video of Robert right here. This guy has a crazy physique. He's a multiple-time Olympian, not Olympia winner, but he's been to the Olympia multiple times. He's placed at the Olympia. So I don't want people to get overwhelmed talking about Logan and Steve, because Robert Timms is another guy that could come in here and do some serious damage, and he's a guy that not really anybody's talking about going into this lineup. This guy is the real deal, and he could really give Steve and Logan a really good run for their money. He could come in and win this thing. So make no mistake about it, this will be an exciting week for Classic Physique in Texas. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys the latest photo of Logan Franklin as well. I don't know exactly how many weeks this actual picture was taken from the Texas Pro. But this Classic Physique competition in Texas, this is going to be a battle, because now I think this is about it. As far as United States stateside shows, unless these guys all go to Spain, the opportunities to get to the Olympia are pretty much done after this. So someone is going to leave Texas without a spot at the Olympia. And Robert, Steve, and Logan are all three guys that I think deserve to be on the Olympia stage, and they all have a place there, but it looks like maybe only one will make it, depending on if anybody goes to Spain. Now, the next story that I wanted to cover in this video, Chris Bumstead also posting a training video after posting a physique update yesterday, and I felt obligated to include this training video in this news video, because in the caption of this post, Chris Bumstead references a term very near and dear to my heart, and very near and dear to a lot of your guys' hearts, because so many of you guys tag me in your physique updates on Instagram with this same hashtag. He says, "The Florida heat pumps are no joke. Combine that with some Goonlight, and you're guaranteed to look 33% more shredded." Click the link in my bio for a full training program at Gymshark. So I felt obligated to serenade you guys with a little "Dancing in the Goonlight, everybody feeling warm and bright." Come on, guys, sing it with me. But seriously, Chris Bumstead, Goonlight aside, heat pump aside, he's going to be, he's going to be hard to beat. It's not rocket science to figure that out. 8 weeks out from the Olympia, I think he looks fantastic. Obviously, I think he's a lot of people's pick to win the show. He's my pick to win the show. I'm sure a lot of you guys would pick him to win as well. I think people in that lineup are going to have a hard time beating Chris. I just don't see it happening. Now, the final story I wanted to include in this video, the John Meadows Memorial Fund GoFundMe, which apparently was set up by Jeff Cavalier for John's family in memory of John. Now, like I said, I never share GoFundMes. This is something I never do because a lot of times they're scams. A lot of times I don't believe people should pay for other people's medical expenses. But that's not what this is. And I think because John left such a massive impact on so many people in the bodybuilding and fitness industry, as you guys probably saw on social media over the past couple days. So many of us have met John or talked to John or benefited from John's videos. He just left such a positive mark. I haven't heard one negative thing about John Meadows. I thought the least I could do would be include a link to his GoFundMe for his memorial fund in this video. And it's almost close to the goal. The goal was $100,000 at the time that I'm posting this. It's got like $92,000 in donations already, which I think is incredible. And it's only been up for a day, less than a day. So my understanding is this: the entire amount of this GoFundMe is going directly to John's wife, Mary Meadows, organizer Jeff Cavalier, and the benefactor being Mary Meadows. So I'm not going to tell you guys to donate, but if anybody felt like John left an impact on your life and you wanted to give back to his family in some way, this is the link to the official GoFundMe. It's going to be in the description box below. This is what the GoFundMe page looks like. And that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, in fact, enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.